Nikita Koloff, the Russian nightmare, no, the devil's nightmare, here from It's Time to Man Up, challenging men to step into their true manhood. Your chosen Truth Network podcast is starting in just a few seconds. Enjoy it, share it, but most of all, thank you for listening to the Truth Podcast Network.
This is the Truth Network.
It's story time, Meemaw, an answered prayer for stories that point children to God. And here's today's story with Joanne Vickner.
Riding the rapids and thinking, oh, sweet Jesus. Every year, Meemaw takes us to a different state so we can experience the unique things it has to offer. For instance, in Colorado, we went to the top of Pikes Peak. In Arkansas, we gazed at massive rocks split in half, covered in different colored jewels. In Kentucky, we visited the remake of the Ark and explored caves. You get the idea. This year, Meemaw took us to Tennessee. May and I hiked mountains, waded in creeks, and so much more. But today, I want to tell you about our whitewater rafting trip. After getting checked in, May, Aunt Donna, and I were fitted with helmets and life jackets, and then handed an oar. We told Meemaw goodbye and boarded a bus with inflated rafts strapped to the top for the journey up the mountain to the drop-off point. There, the captains and drivers unstrapped the rafts and carried them to the river. We listened carefully as our captain moved his oar from front to back and yelled, "Paddle forward." We followed suit. Back paddle. We reversed our motion. Jump left. We moved left. And lastly, hold on. We laughed, sort of. I began to wonder if this was a good idea. Our captain told us to call him Cap. He held our raft steady at the water's edge and sent a man and woman to sit up front, side by side. Then he told me and Aunt Donna to board and sit behind them, and lastly, May and a young boy to sit behind us. None of us had ever rafted before. The next thing out of Cap's mouth was, over the next hour and a half, we'll raft 6.5 miles through 70 rapids, powerful waves, and big drops through the Smoky Mountain National Park. I hope you all survive. Just kidding. Now, let's recap. Paddle forward. Good. Back paddle. Jump right. Okay. Now, let's have fun. Wham! We were in the rapids and racing downstream. It was wild. As Cap gave orders, we obeyed. We got drenched. The water was cold. Me and May laughed, but the woman in the front was scared. I could tell by the look on her face, and she kept screaming. Then I heard, "Hang on." But there wasn't anything to hang on to. I thought, oh, sweet Jesus, I'm glad you're with me. Finally, it calmed down a bit, but then we were in the thick of it again. How exciting. For an hour, we fought the water, maneuvering around down trees and big boulders. At some point, Captain told us a photographer stationed on the mountain would snap our picture as we zoomed by, and to be sure to check it out in the gift shop when we got back. I never saw him. Eventually, we made it to a calm stretch where Captain allowed us to jump out and swim. May and I went swimming, while everyone else took the opportunity to rest. The magnificent beauty that surrounded us was something else. Soon it was time to reboard, and Cap pulled me in first and then May. Then he asked, who would like to ride a bronco? I yelled, me. Okay, hurry, get to the front, straddle that horn, like sitting on a saddle, and place your feet over the raft towards the water and hold on. Got it? Yes. Here we go. Woohoo! Up and down and left and right, I was rocking and a-rolling. What a thrill! Oh, that hour and a half flew by, and then it was over. We were back where we started. After drying off, we went with Meemaw to the gift shop and found our picture. She nearly fainted. Our raft was barely visible because the white water surrounded us, splashing in every direction and over our heads. It looked dangerous, but after seeing our outstretched oars and smiles on our faces, she felt a lot better. Meemaw assures us we will have sad days, hard days, and bad days, and yet we are to rejoice and be glad because this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Each day is a gift from God, full of grace and new opportunity.
If you enjoy Joanne's stories, her book is available on Amazon, and her website at itsstorytimememaw.com. That's itsstorytimememaw.com. Go ahead and order it today, and thanks for listening.
This is the Truth Network.